Have you ever had a job that you really didn't want to do? Maybe you tried to forget about it, or maybe you did it, but you were mad about it inside. This is what happened to a man named Jonah. God gave him a job that he did not want. Jonah was a prophet of God. His job was to tell people what God told him. One day, God said to Jonah, "Go to Nineveh and tell the people there to stop doing hurtful and mean things. Tell them to change and say they're sorry, or I will have to punish them." But Jonah didn't want to go. Jonah was from Israel, and the people in Israel did not like people from Nineveh. They were enemies. So instead of doing what God asked, Jonah ran the other way. He paid his way to sail on a ship. He thought this would put him farther away from God. Out at sea, a huge, scary storm blew up. Waves crashed over the side of the ship, and everyone was afraid. They all started praying. Except Jonah. He was fast asleep below the deck of the ship. The captain found Jonah. He could not believe that Jonah was sleeping through a terrible storm. "What are you doing sleeping?" the captain asked. "Get up and pray." So Jonah got up. He told everyone on the ship which God he worshipped. "I worship the Lord, the God of heaven," he said. The sailors thought that Jonah was running away from God, and this scared them. Jonah said, "You're right. I am running away from God. Just throw me overboard, and the storm will stop." The sailors didn't want to do that. They tried really hard to reach the shore, but they couldn't do it. Finally, they threw Jonah off the ship. And at that moment, the storm stopped. The sailors worshipped Jonah's God. But even in the deep water, God was with Jonah. A big fish came and swallowed Jonah up. While he was inside that big fish, Jonah prayed to God. After 3 days, the big fish threw Jonah up onto dry land. Then God said to Jonah, "Okay, here's your second chance. Go to Nineveh and tell the people there to stop doing mean and hurtful things." This time, Jonah listened to God. He still didn't want to go to Nineveh, but he went anyway. "God says you have 40 days to stop being mean and start loving each other and loving God," Jonah said grumpily. Amazingly, everyone listened. Everyone in Nineveh, even the king, stopped being mean and listened to God. God was so happy when he saw this that God's mind changed, and God did not punish the people of Nineveh. The people of Nineveh listened. Jonah did his job. What a great prophet. But guess what? Jonah was not happy. I know God is good and merciful, but did God have to be so kind to the people of Nineveh? I don't like those people. That's why I ran away in the first place. I'm so angry. God saw that Jonah was angry. God said, "Oh, come on, Jonah. Is it really right to be angry about something like this?" But Jonah stormed off, and God thought, this is a good time to teach Jonah why I care about the people of Nineveh. So God made a big bush grow. Jonah sat in its shade, and Jonah was very comfortable. But then God sent a worm to eat the bush. Jonah got even angrier when the bush was gone. He threw a big fit. He shouted, "I'm so angry. I don't even want to be alive." God chuckled and said, "Oh, Jonah, is it really right to be this upset about a bush? Don't be silly. If you can care so much about a bush, how can you be mad at me for caring so much about the people of Nineveh, whom I created, whom I love?" Have you ever been in a big storm? What did it sound like? Have you ever wanted to run away from something that you knew you should do? Can you write a prayer that you might say to God when you feel like running away? Why do you think the people listened to Jonah? Who do you listen to?